I'm Dr. Kate Bevan-Marks from HypnoTC, the Hypnotherapy Training Company. And today I'd like to talk with you about what you should learn on a hypnotherapy training course, or what you could be learning on a hypnotherapy training course. And ideally, it'll be a blend of practical, theory, and the business side of it as well, because it's all very well knowing how to do it, but you need clients to be able to do it to them. A good course will start with what hypnotherapy and hypnosis are, and perhaps it will start with the basics like safety, how to keep yourself and your client or subject safe, contraindications, who not to hypnotize, as well as the indications of who to work with. It's also useful right at the start to learn abreaction management. So if somebody has an unexpected reaction, how to deal with it calmly, confidently, professionally. And it's also handy to learn about ethics, how to be professional wherever you're working, whether it's on the street, on the stage, or in the therapy room. And I like to start with exploring with our students hypnotic phenomena. We've got a separate YouTube clip on that, so feel free to have a look. It can be useful as well to start at this stage developing your pre-talk. Our clients and our subjects can have some very unusual ideas about what hypnosis and hypnotherapy are. In fact, at the start of a course, it can be fascinating to listen to everybody's views, whether it's that they'll expect to black out or to be asleep and not to hear anything. And it's good to learn how to give a good pre-talk so that you can practice that over the course, because that starting point is what sets the tone for the whole session. So beyond your pre-talk, it gets on to suggestibility testing. Now, not everybody does that, but suggestibility tests offer you, the hypnotherapist or hypnotist, some wonderful information. It tells you how receptive they are to that particular approach. It gives you an indication of what type of induction will work well for that client or subject. And also, it's a great warm-up so that the client who may be anxious about hypnosis gets an opportunity to have a little taster session. So you've done your suggestibility tests in class, you then have an opportunity, hopefully, to practice those. And practice with your practical skills is key. Lots and lots of practical opportunities enable you to integrate this knowledge, this theoretical knowledge, this understanding, so that you're able to confidently and competently work with your clients and your customers. So we've got our suggestibility tests following our pre-talk. It can be good then to learn a range of inductions and deepeners. Rapid inductions, permissive inductions, confusional, physical inductions and deepeners. They offer you a choice when you're working with your client or subject, so that you can choose what works best for them. And of course you may have your favourite, whether it's magnetic hands or progressive relaxation. But having the choice gives you flexibility, and that can make you even more effective. So you've got somebody into hypnosis. Where does the hypnotherapy come in? Well, it's the bit after you've got them into hypnosis. And it may be something as simple as resource building. Learning a range of language techniques can be very, very important. Some clients will respond very well to permissive language, your more Ericksonian language, whereas other clients will respond very well to being told what to do and how to do it. For your more permissive clients, something like metaphor can be a wonderful way of directing thoughts without actually telling them what to do explicitly. It might be that you want to work on habits, perhaps developing new healthy habits, or helping to let go of unhealthy habits and unhelpful habits. So it's good to learn a range of behavioural approaches. Now you may wonder what behavioural techniques are really useful to learn on a hypnotherapy course. And aversion is one that's not always taught, but it can be really effective, especially when you're dealing with smokers and weight management. Now, it may be that you want to work on something a little bit more thought-based, so beliefs, and learning some cognitive approaches, perhaps CBT or REBT or acceptance and commitment therapy, perhaps even mindfulness, can help with being in the moment and learning to recognize unhelpful thoughts and create more helpful, resourceful ones for your clients. In addition, you may want to go a little deeper, and learning a range of analytical approaches can be very beneficial. Parts therapy is an amazing technique, enabling you to work with those aspects of your client that they may not have fully communicated with themselves yet, to get deeper understanding and to move towards a helpful change. So you can start to explore and work with those unconscious drivers that we may not even be aware of, and help the client move forward to recognize those and to change them to something that works better for them for now. And talking of going forwards, there is also the past, and learning how to work with regression can be very effective in understanding past learnings and working with phobias and creating insight and allowing change. There are lots of different techniques and approaches, but how do you apply them? Who do you apply them to? A good hypnotherapy course will explore with you a range of different conditions and symptoms so that you learn to recognize what you may work with and what is best left to other healthcare professionals. These conditions may include things like stress, anxiety, phobias, performance anxiety, perhaps weight management, smoking cessation. They could be very, very broad, moving into the psychosexual and psychogenic world, or very focused. But understanding of these conditions will enable you to focus and target your techniques most effectively. It's like having a really good toolbox and the manual for how to use those tools and where best to achieve results. So far, you've learned how to create hypnosis, you've learned hypnotherapy techniques, and you've got a good understanding of how all of this comes together to work effectively and competently with your client or subject. What do you do then? Well, then it's about creating a business. And practice management is, in a way, just as important as learning all of the theory that goes alongside hypnosis. Because no matter how great, how wonderful you are as a hypnotherapist, if you don't have any clients, people won't have the opportunity to experience all of those wonderful skills. So it can be really useful to understand the legislation involved in creating a practice, the business preparation that you may need to do, how to set up a social media site, how to create a marketing campaign. All of this is just as much a part of a good hypnotherapy practitioner course as the practical and theoretical skills that you'll learn. I'm often asked about intensive courses, and what can happen on intensive courses is that you don't get time for homework. Homework? I know. Homework enables you to gain a depth of understanding that you may never achieve on an intensive course. Yes, it can seem wonderful, 2, 3, 4, even 5 days of sitting there in the classroom and getting your certificate at the end. But come a week later, come 3 weeks later, even a month later, how much of that will you actually remember? A good course will give you homework, and it will enable that knowledge, learning, skills and practice to become a part of you. So it's just as much a part of your knowledge as tying your shoelaces or brushing your teeth. And finally, exams. Now, some people say to me, oh, why do there have to be exams? Exams are really, really useful, not just because they demonstrate to whoever's examining you that you actually know your stuff and will be a safe, competent and effective practitioner. But an exam gives you an opportunity to prove to yourself that you know what you can do. And if you can do it in the pressure of an exam situation, you can do it out in the real world, effectively, safely, competently. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to comment in the comments box below or email us. Our email addresses are on our website, www.hypnotc.com.